I'm going to speak on something today that I think has become really toxic in the Christian culture. I believe that we have developed this mentality of cancel culture that is really breaking down the bridges between God's daughters. And it's also actually destroying their encouragement and their peace and all of that. And we are doing this to our sisters. So about a year ago, I got a very strong prophetic word from God. I wrote it in a poem that I will share in this post. But it talked about how God is raising up an army of his daughters and that his heart is the beat of the drum that we are hearing, and we are being called into this army, right? And what I have watched and what I believe is truly happening is that this is the season of God's daughters. Like, he is really placing words in their spirit. He's placing things on their heart to share. And we live in a time where we have the space, the ability to do that. But then here comes this issue of cancel culture, and it has kind of suppressed the movement of God's daughters. And we've got to begin to recognize this in our own spirit. We have got to begin to recognize this for what it is, because there is a very big difference between a false prophet and someone I don't 100% agree with. Okay? First of all, none of us have it all figured out. Okay? But some of us walk around saying, well, she said something 5 years ago that I disagree with, so I'm not going to follow her. She doesn't speak from the Bible enough, so clearly she's a false prophet. I don't agree with all of her theology, so out she goes. She follows people I don't like, so I'm going to tell people to not follow her. I discovered she has different political beliefs than me. She can't possibly be of God's children. She doesn't go to church. Who would follow her? She doesn't look like me, and I know what it's supposed to look like. She's too preachy. She came from a background that I don't agree with. Or worse, she's from a different denomination altogether. And here's the thing. We begin to cancel out, to drown out the voices of God's daughters as they are trying to courageously walk forward in all that God has called them into. And there is such a big difference between a false prophet and someone we don't 100% agree with. It's a huge difference. And we can come alongside them and we can encourage them and we can be a source of strength and we can just be their partner in this. Or, let me ask you the big question. Who does this serve?